Lovely clear blue skies, the opening stage of the Santos Tour Down Under as Andre Greipel signs in Orica on the road to Angerson today, 135 kilometres. Cadel Evans, one of the pre-race favourites, a former world champion from Australia, looking in pretty good spirits.
I think looking forward to trying to challenge this man, Simon Gerrans, the Australian national champion, a title which he took for the second year in a row just over a week ago.
Yes, the gun goes off, 138 riders rolling away from Orica. They'd see the town a couple of times later on as we go out now on 3 circuits. But immediately the gun goes, 2 riders breaking clear. Will Clark of Team Drapac in the red and Neil van der Ploeg of Uni SA. The first time into Bethany, 26 kilometres covered, sprinting out for a 3-second time bonus and just getting it on the line, the man in red, Will Clark, 2 seconds of van der Ploeg. But the race for 3rd place a little bit more significant here.
Here's Simon Gesker of Giant Shimano jumping out of the pack to get himself a single second, but everybody knows that this race can be decided by mere seconds.
And the lead just after 26 kilometres done, 3 minutes there. The time we got back to Bethany a lap later though, 72 kilometres into the race. This time it was van der Ploeg getting the 3 seconds ahead of Will Clark. But by far more significant was Simon Gerrans, a pre-race favourite, prepared to sprint for a single second and getting it quite clearly.
That could be very important when it comes down to the end of the week, because this race very often a very close match.
The sun rising high in the sky, in the high 20s in the Barossa Valley, as the riders are now setting themselves up for the climb of Mengler's Hill. A change of circuit now. The 2 riders still clear, but the gap coming down, although the pace itself was still pretty high. Onwards through Seppelsfield, the peloton were now gathering their strength, and it was Team Belkin from Holland who were pushing the pace at the front.
Yes, they knew that they had to pull these 2 riders in before they started to get to the climb of Mengler Hill, and that's why they kept the tempo at the front end of the main field high and fast. But as they approached the climb of Mengler Hill, one by one the 2 riders were pulled in, leaving only Will Clark, and eventually he was pulled back into the fold too.
So at 16 kilometres left to ride and the ascent of Mengler's Hill, the field was all together. And then the Queenslander Adam Hansen, who rides for the Belgian Lotto Belisol team, was piling on the pressure. Pulling clear just enough on a big crowd on Mengler's Hill. The first contest of the Skoda King of the Mountains was being won by Adam Hansen. He'd be the first leader in this classification. He desisted over the top, he was caught, and 2 riders trying to go for gold was the champion of Japan, Arishiro, and Bjorn Turau, both on the Europe car team from France.
Yes, but as they charged into town, the front end of the main field was red and white, and that was Team Lotto Belisol trying to lead out the sprint for their man. And there was a little bit of a crash on the run in towards the finish, which may have caused a bit of chaos, but at the front end of the main field, most of the riders were well organised.
And left lying down there, David Tanner of Team Belkin, and was soon off to hospital. For the rest of the riders, it was a matter of gather their bikes and carry on, because the finish was literally just 1 kilometre around the corner. And now is to be a battle of the sprinters, or would it be? First of all, they had to bring back the day's attackers, which they did. And the last man to come clear of the field was Rory Sutherland, but he was swept up in the yellow jersey, leaving the sprinters to go for gold. It looked now it had to be a formality for the big German sprinter Andre Greipel, second here. But right behind Greipel was the Australian champion Simon Gerrans. The champion of Germany in the front, the champion of Australia taking him on. And surprisingly, in the uphill finish to Angerson, it was Simon Gerrans who came over the top of Andre Greipel to steal the stage, his 3rd in history in this event, and to take a very valuable 10-second bonus.
A well-timed sprint for the Australian champion, coming right out of the slipstream of one of the fastest men in the world in the white jersey. But for Simon Gerrans, it was an important victory. With that 10-second time bonus, he would also become the first leader of the race.
So Simon Gerrans, the first leader of this 6-day tour, salutes the crowd.
Did you really think that you could be the man who's dominated the Santos Tour Down Under in the sprints for so many years?
No, in fact I didn't. Looking towards the end of the week, it probably would have been better if Andre had the lead going into tomorrow to give us a bit of a hand to defend. But you know, like I said, you got to take every opportunity that comes up, and you got to go for these stage wins when you can get them.
Always good to get a win under the belt, though.
Yeah, too right. Nah, it's great. This season's starting off like a dream come true so far. Thank you.